Someone said that Satan never sleeps. As a defeated enemy, he goes all out to oppose God in all his works and to destroy his church through his many agencies. When the people of Judah were rebuilding the temple in the city of Jerusalem, the Samaritans came and opposed them through many ways, through threats, violence, and dirty politics. They wrote many complaint letters to the kings of Syria, not just for 1 year, but for many years. They wrote to King Darius, to King Ahasuerus, and to King Artaxerxes. The content of their complaint letter is found in Ezra chapter 4, verses 12 to 13. Let it be known to the king that the Jews who came up from you have come to us at Jerusalem and are building the rebellious and evil city and are finishing its walls and repairing the foundations. Let it now be known to the king that if this city is built and the walls completed, they will not pay tax, tribute, or custom, and the king's treasury will be diminished. Actually, the enemies of Judah were more concerned for themselves rather than the king of the Persians. They were afraid that if the city and the temple of Jerusalem were restored, rebuilt, Judah would once again become the mighty kingdom. Unfortunately, the king Artaxerxes, the Persian king, believed the lies of these enemies of Judah. In his letter, he commanded the people of Judah to stop building Jerusalem. And as soon as the enemies of Judah received this letter from the king, they wasted no time. They rushed to Jerusalem with a military support and stopped the rebuilding of Jerusalem. Oh, the people of Judah had no choice but to stop the work. You see, Satan, when he sees an opportunity, he wastes no time. Several questions have been asked. Why did the people stop working? Didn't they understand that God wanted them to rebuild the temple and the city? What happened? Yes, in the beginning, as they began to do the work, they believe and they have faith that God had told them to do it. Yet when the oppositions arose and became so strong, they became afraid and discouraged, and doubts came into their minds. They began to ask many questions. Did God really ask us to do this? Did we really understand God's message? Were we supposed to be returning to Jerusalem in the first place and do this work? So doubts came into their minds. Dear friends, Satan has used fear and discouragement with great success throughout history. Hesenfos was a well-educated man and a believer in the second coming of Jesus on October 22, 1844. Before that disappointment, he was given a vision by God to show him what would happen, that the people would have discouragement, disappointment, but would come out victorious. But he refused to share that vision with the people because he was afraid to be mocked at, to be ridiculed, afraid to make the people sad with his disappointing news. So he didn't share it. He, along with the Millerites, went through that great disappointment. And he came to realize that whatever God had given him in that vision came true exactly. And then strange feelings came over him. And a voice said to him, "You have grieved away the Spirit of the Lord." Horrified, Hesenfos called for an urgent meeting to share his vision. And as he began, he couldn't remember a thing. The vision had gone from his memory. He tried repeated times, but he failed. So finally he cried out saying, "It is gone from me. I can say nothing, and the Spirit of the Lord has left me. Those who attended that meeting said that it was the most terrible meeting they had ever attended. Or 3 months later, Hazen Foss attended a meeting where 17-year-old Ellen White shared the same vision God had given him twice. The next morning, the story says that Hazen Foss met Ellen White and said to her these words, "I believe the vision was taken from me and given to you. Do not refuse to obey God, for it will be at the peril of your soul. I am a lost man. You are chosen of God. Be faithful in doing your work, and a crown I might have had you will receive." It is also said that Hazen Foss never showed any interest in religion ever again after that. Dear friends, in Isaiah 41 verse 10, God gives us encouraging words. He said, "Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." Let us remain hopeful, full of encouragement in the promises of God.